Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Hub Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now, in this lesson, we are still on simultaneous equation, but this time around, we are looking at the elimination method. The elimination method is used to remove one variable just by adding or subtracting, and then you now solve the remaining equations, after which you substitute what you've gotten into the other equations. There are a series of steps. I wouldn't read out the steps you have on the screen, but then we would solve a question by following it so that as we do it, you see the practical aspect of it. So let's consider this question here. So looking at the question, it says 2x plus y equals 9. And that is equation 1. And then we have x plus y is equal to 1. That also is our equation 2. The first step we always have to consider is to arrange both equations in standard form. You see, so looking at our equations here, we have 2x plus y, which is equal to 9. The way it has been arranged is already standard. You have all the variables on the left hand side, and you have constants on the right hand side. For the second one, that is x minus y is equal to 1. This has also been arranged in standard form already. You see, so now that we have both in standard form, the next step is multiply one or both equations so that one variable has the same coefficient. You see, so what this means is we are working elimination method, or we are using the elimination method, right? So consider or choose one variable you want to eliminate. Elimination simply means you want to remove that variable out of your set of equations. Looking at what I have here, I'm deciding to eliminate the variable y. You see, so if I want to eliminate the variable y, then I have to make sure that the coefficient, what I mean is the number in front of the y's are the same. So over here, I have it to be the same. You see, so there's 1 here, and then there's 1 here. And that is even the reason why I want to eliminate y, because it already has the same set of coefficients. But if they are not the same, as you see in x, over here the coefficient is 2 and the coefficient here is what? 1. If they are not the same, that is where we multiply both or one equation so that one variable has the same coefficient. For now, since we are choosing to work with y, we are not going to do that. So let's proceed to step 3. In a subsequent example, we might have one that we will need to apply step 2 over here. So since our coefficients are all the same, let's add or subtract the equations to eliminate that variable. So as I have said, we want to eliminate y. The coefficients are the same. You see, that is 1 and then 1. Since they are, let's add or subtract. Now, when do we add and then when do we subtract? As you can see, the symbols are different. So if I'm to add y to negative y, it will give me 0 and it will be eliminated. You see, so since the signs are the same, we can choose to add. But if the signs, since the signs are different, we can choose to add. But if the signs were to be the same, that is positive and positive, we would have subtracted. If it was negative and negative, we would have also subtracted. So over here, I'm going to write equation 1 plus equation 2. And how do we write that to add them? We have 2x plus y equals 9. This being our equation 1. Then x minus y equals 1 being our equation 2. So we just rule our line over here. This one here very nicely, because that is where we are going to write our answer. So I rule my line here and do the same over here. Now, since we are adding, I'll then bring a bracket here, then put our addition sign over here to show that I'm adding this equation to this equation. Now take note of how we do our addition. So we have 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1 gives us our 10. So we write it beneath that column. So 9 plus 1 giving us 10. Our equal sign comes here. Then we have positive y plus negative y. That gives us 0. So the y has been eliminated, you see, and hence the name elimination method. Then we have our 2x plus x. That also gives us what? A 3x, you see. So our resulting equation here, we use it to solve for the remaining variable, you see. So solving for the remaining variable, we have 3x plus 0 is equal to 10, which can be written as 3x is equal to 10. Hence, making x the subject, you are going to divide both sides by 3. You can then see our x is equal to 10 over 3. Now, as we have solved for x being equal to 10 over 3, we can then come and say, let's put x. So put x into any of the equations, but it's more simpler to use this over here. Okay, so let's put x into equation 2. Now, as I'm putting x into equation 2, you can also put it in equation 1 and then confirm if you get the same answer. So we have x minus y is equal to 1. So for this x here, I'm going to put 10 over 3 minus y equals 1. Now we want to make y the subject, you see. So in making y the subject, I can take y to the right hand side and then bring my negative 1 to the left hand side. So that we have 10 over 3 minus 1 is equal to y. Simplifying, we have 10 over 3 minus 1 giving us a 7 over 3. So 7 over 3 equals y. So this implies that our y equals 10 over our, so this implies that our x equals 10 over 3, whilst y equals what? 7 over 3. Solved. You see, so this is how we go about the elimination method. I'll go over it again, and please pay attention, especially if you missed out something. So here are our instructions. It says you should arrange both equations in standard form. So we had 2x plus y equals 9, and then we had x minus y equals 1. Arranging in standard form simply means we should just make sure all the variables are at one side and we have the constant also at one side. And looking at our equation here, it is already in standard form. So we now identify the variable we want to eliminate. In this case, we wanted to eliminate our y. So we make sure the coefficients are the same. And as you can see, we have 1 here, and then there's 1 as well over here. You see? So since the coefficients are the same, we now look at the signs. If they are both addition, we want to subtract. But if they are both subtraction as well, we will also want to subtract. Okay. But then if they are different signs, then you can add and then eliminate. You see? So we have 2x plus y, which is over here. And we are adding it to the second equation, this one here. So we are adding it to it. Now we add according to columns. 9 plus 1 giving us 10. Y plus negative y gives us 0. Then 2x plus x gives us 3x. You see? So if you're able to do that, you then write your resulting equation. That is 3x plus 10 equals 3x plus 0 equals 10. That is what we have written over here. And this has now become a linear equation. You just make your x the subject. If you're able to make x the subject, you now substitute it into the other equation. Then you solve for the y. Right? So as usual, I'll leave some exercises you can try on your own. So here are about 5 questions you can try on your own. For now, you can do those with their coefficients already being the same. So as you can see for this, it's 1, 1. Then this is 4, 4. That is if you want to eliminate x. This is 2, 2. if you want to eliminate x, they are all the same. In our subsequent video, we will look at the one that has different coefficients. You would have to multiply to evaluate. If there's any issue of concern, you can always let me know at the comment section and I'll address that in due time. If this is your first time on this channel, you can also choose to subscribe if you so do wish. See you in our next lesson, still on elimination. Bye for now.